Hi, I'm Lori.
Hi, I'm Rob.
I'm Emma.
I'm Ellie.
Hi, I'm Logan.
And we're the Coates family. We are a full-time travel family who started RVing in 2021 in our 43-foot fifth wheel.
And Logan learned how to burp today.
Hi, we're the Coates family. In August of 2021, we made the crazy decision to trade in our predictable suburban routine for a life on the road in search of adventure and more family time. Since then, we've explored all four corners of the United States, from sunny beaches to snow-capped mountains. And the wildest part? We've barely scratched the surface of everything this country has to offer. Follow along with us as we search for fun, unique, and unforgettable experiences as a family, no matter where we are.
I'm Rob.
I'm Lori, and we are the Coates family. We've been traveling in our 43-foot fifth wheel as a family of 6.
Yeah, we've been on the road since August of 21, so coming up on 3 years now. Like Lori said, we've got 4 kids, ages, 20 to 9. They were 17 to 7 when we left. But we've been traveling around the country, doing the RV life. We've been quite a few places and seen quite a few things over the last 3 years, but we're finally on YouTube.
Yep, we launched from Utah in August of 2021, and we've been loving it so far.
When we finally hit the road, we headed northwest to Oregon for the next 6 weeks. We tried to take in as much of the Pacific Northwest as we could. We got to experience some awesome things like floating the Deschutes River in Bend, hiking some cool waterfalls, checking out all the cool shops along the way. And listen, can we just say, it is really hard to beat everything that the Oregon coast has to offer. They have sandy beaches, rocky shores, great crabbing, and fun hikes like the one we did to the Devil's Punch Bowl. Just know, this isn't where you want to get caught when the tide comes in. We even got to take a quick tour of the Tillamook Cheese Factory. Now, we haven't made it to Wisconsin yet, so we'll reserve judgment, but Wisconsin, just know Oregon set the bar pretty high. Everything we did from the tower at the end of the Lewis and Clark Trail to Crater Lake did not disappoint. We had a great time while we were in Oregon.
When we got back in Utah, we actually did a little stint there for a month and a half or so because we remodeled the entire inside of our rig. If any of you happen to be on our Instagram page that we've actually been doing since we've been on the road. You probably saw kind of our rig tour. We redid that, but we left Utah, decided to head south. By the time we were done in Utah with the remodel, gosh, we had to get out of there pretty quick. It was getting cold.
And it snowed on us.
When we say it was getting cold in Utah by the time we left, we really weren't joking. So we pointed the rig south and hit the gas pedal. Once we got about 5 hours south of the snow, we took some time to hit a couple of national parks that were right in our own backyard. It's funny that we lived in Utah for almost 20 years and had never come down to see Bryce Canyon or Zion's National Parks. These places are absolutely beautiful. Otherworldly is another word that comes to mind. There's no wonder why they became national parks. You should definitely put them on your list to see if you haven't yet. A short drive away from Zion's, we found ourselves in Page, Arizona, checking out the iconic Horseshoe Bend. Traveling through Arizona also gave us the chance to do some cool hikes in Sedona, like this one to the Devil's Bridge. And you definitely can't go to Arizona without stopping by the Grand Canyon. Arizona had a lot to offer. We were also able to see Petrified Forest National Park, Saguaro National Park. We of course had to find ourselves standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, and even took a trip back in time to the OK Corral in Tombstone. After Arizona, we headed east to New Mexico, where we were able to hit a few more national parks. White Sands, Guadalupe, and Carlsbad Caverns National Parks were all worth the visit. Then, It was on to Texas. We spent about a month in Texas exploring everything from the Magnolia Silos to learning all about the Alamo. The Riverwalk during Christmas time in San Antonio was one of the highlights of our stay here. Speaking of Christmas, what do you get for Christmas when you're a traveling family with limited storage for new things? You get the gift of travel. For Christmas, we took the kids on a 7-day cruise out of Galveston to Honduras, Belize, and Mexico. This is where our 7-year-old decided he wanted us to be a full-time cruise family instead of an RV family. Everyone had a ton of fun. The last half of January and most of February we spent in Louisiana. New Orleans and Baton Rouge were great. As luck would have it, we happened to be there during Mardi Gras. That was a whole new experience. By the end of spring, we had made our way to Florida. There were some fun things to see, and this was also our first time experiencing tornadoes close to us while RVing. Yeah, 10 out of 10, do not recommend.
After dealing with 2 tornadoes in the span of 2 weeks, we decided that we needed some time to miss Florida. So we headed north. Our plan for 2022 was to see as much of the East Coast as we could while traveling from Florida up to Maine and back again. Traveling the East Coast has been on our bucket list for quite a while. Being from out west in a mountain desert climate, we absolutely love that everything is green and full of life out east. We spent the early summer doing some amazing hikes, hanging out with our family from North Carolina, and we got to go tour the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. This is an absolute must if you're ever in the Asheville area. We also got to explore what would soon become one of our favorite cities, Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina. This area almost convinced me to get off the road to buy a house again. Yeah, I loved it that much. The Virginia oak trees here are the most magical trees I've ever seen. After we left the Carolinas, we headed north to Virginia. There is no shortage of great historical sites here to visit. We took the kids to see Appomattox Courthouse, and we toured both of the historical homes of Thomas Jefferson, Poplar Forest and Monticello. And of course, you can't go through Virginia and not make it a point to go to Washington, D.C. Rob and I have been here a few times before, but it was the first time for the kids. There never seems to be enough time to see it all. There are still so many things on our list in D.C. left to see. These historic places are a big reason why we love to travel. Seeing and feeling the history firsthand is so much more impactful than simply reading about it in a book, and it makes an experience that you'll likely never forget. July found us traveling through Pennsylvania, checking out everything from Amish country to the Liberty Bell in Philly. Then we made some stops in New York and Massachusetts on our way to Maine. We spent almost a month in Maine and could have spent another month if we didn't already have other plans. So many amazing things to see here. By fall, we had moved into New Hampshire and Vermont, so we could check off another bucket list item, seeing the fall leaves change in the Northeast. From maple syrup farms to cute little towns and amazing views, Vermont did not disappoint. We hung out as long as we could up north because we wanted to check out Salem during October. We're huge Hocus Pocus fans. By that time, winter was coming, and all of the RV parks closing for the season chased us back down to Florida pretty quickly. At the end of 2022, after the holidays, we decided to beeline it west, and
4 days beeline it. We left on December 26th in the morning, and we pulled into Palm Springs, California. This was from Orlando, by the way. We went all the way from Orlando to Palm Springs from the morning of the 26th to the night of the 29th. So we didn't waste any time on that trip.
Yeah. It wasn't super fun, but we made it.
Having to drive 8 states and 2,400 miles in 4 days is hard enough, but we decided to up the degree of difficulty by dragging our bikes through San Antonio and top it off by having a blowout driving through El Paso. But finally, we made it to Palm Springs, and we hung out in the Palm Springs area checking out cool places like Joshua Tree National Park until spring arrived. That's when we decided to get a way too early head start on our plans to go north to see springtime in Washington. Luckily, when we finally arrived, the Pacific Northwest did not disappoint. Our short time here was definitely not enough to see all there is to see here. The rest of our summer was spent in Lake Tahoe. The beautiful views, fun activities, and the local wildlife put Lake Tahoe easily into our top 5 places we've ever visited. As summer came to an end, we decided to stay out west and spend another winter in Southern California, checking out everything from amazing beaches to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But But after spending an entire year out west, it was time to cross the country again and head back east. This time, we opted to do it in a few more than 4 days, so that we'd have time to experience some pretty cool stuff along the way. This cross-country trek brought us all the way to the opposite corner of the U.S., where we find ourselves right now, in New England. Wait a minute. 1 year later. Surprise! We're not in New England anymore. This is future us jumping in here to let you know that this video took a little bit longer to make than we originally planned. So we're not in New England, we're not in the Cape Cod area anymore. It's next summer. And so we've actually been out on the road for about 4 years now, and this summer we're exploring an entirely new area of the country. But we did get to hang out in New England. We got to have a good time. We got to go see a bunch of cool stuff up there, right?
Yeah, it was really fun. We actually got to go visit Martha's Vineyard with the kids. It was their first time going there, and just got to walk around and see the gingerbread houses and explore that island. Speaking of houses, if you ever go up to the New England area, you've got to go to Newport, just south of Providence, Rhode Island. You got to go see the Breakers. It's one of the Vanderbilt homes and all of the other historic homes there on the island. We got to do a lot of cool stuff like that while we were up there. But yeah, summer came and went. We didn't get the video finished. We actually got the opportunity to go down to the Florida Keys and spend all winter down there. Because, you know, being in an RV, you don't hang out in a snowbank, right? If you're in the snow in an RV, personal opinion, personal choice, you're doing it wrong. But we got to spend all the time that we wanted down in the Florida Keys, right? Yeah, we got to go visit Key West, and we got to try key lime pie.
Real key lime pie.
We even found a place that had gluten-free for Logan. He absolutely hated it. So that was funny. But
I don't know if we have a video clip of that, but I'll put it in if there is one. I don't think we caught it on camera,
it was
unfortunately.
a little bit of an embarrassing moment for our family there, but
decided to spit the key lime pie out all over the floor right inside the place. But we got to do that. We got to, bridge fishing I got into. Really fun. Love that. It was a good time. And leaving Key West, not Key West. We weren't in Key West. We visited. But leaving the Keys, we are now in Virginia.
Yay, Virginia.
So we're going to spend all summer this summer up here checking stuff out. Seeing all the sites in this area, a lot of history in this area, so going to be able to go through and see quite a few things that founding of the country stuff, Civil War stuff, Revolutionary War, but it's going to be fun. So we just wanted to give you an update at the end of this video. Hopefully we're going to be able to do this a little bit more regularly. We're really wanting to do this as kind of a video journal or a video diary. We've been kicking ourselves the last 4 years on the road that we have not made these videos, because we've seen other folks make these videos online, and we just keep thinking to ourselves all the time, like, man, that would be so awesome.
It'd be so awesome to have that for our family, to look back on all of our adventures and experiences that we've had with our kids. Even just for ourselves, I think it'll be cool to watch, 20 years from now and watch all of our adventures together.
Like, hey, we did that. And I mean, in addition to that, we always get family and friends that are like, hey, what are you guys up to? What are you doing? And so it's kind of a way that we can, share the journey too. Yeah. And at the end of the day, have these video memories for us and our kids. So we're going to try and do this a little bit more regular. We're going to hopefully at most every 2 weeks put another video out. So if you want to follow along.
If you want to like and subscribe, that's okay too.
Yeah, isn't that what we're supposed to say? Like and subscribe?
And ding the bell for notifications.
Oh, yes. I forget the notification bell.
Because then you'll know when we have a new video for sure.
Or don't. Just tag in, just check in with us whenever you want. Yeah. But here we are. We're officially going to make this video and post it. So we'll see you guys on the next one, maybe.
See you next time.